How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. It's your host, Rising and Blaming. Today, guys, I want to talk a little bit more about the Shin Megami Tensei 5 story, and this is based off of most of what we've seen with the trailers and with the characters. In the newest trailer, we actually seemed like we saw a little bit of infighting with the protagonist and his group of friends, particularly with one of the protagonist's friends. So from what we know, based off of the character and who his friends are, Ichiro and Yuzuru are actually both of the protagonist's friends here. They are the people that he would see on average day-to-day basis, but I think a lot like with how SMT3 is oftentimes compared to SMT5, it looks like even within the friend group, there might be a little bit of fighting or conflicting ideas when it actually comes to what they think is the best route to take and what they should be doing now that the world is all of a sudden changing so much. And within the newest trailer that we have gotten that I have on the background, it actually has a little snippet, a little bit line that says, if only we could have done something sooner or known what was going on with her, we could have protected her. And I believe this talks about the protagonist and Yuzuru talking about one of the other characters that we see within Shin Megami Tensei 5. So the character that I think they're talking about is the character Tao, the basically lead female sort of supporting cast member that we've seen a lot of. And I think what's going on here is Yuzuru is actually having some conflicting ideals with the protagonist on how to basically protect her. It seems like with the newest trailer, they really wanted to show that she was like somewhat of a damsel in distress in some ways, even showing like her looking down at her own dead feet. And if you wait until the trailer is kind of done, I guess you could say, it's not fully done till the video's done, but there's like after it shows the release date, it shows a little bit more, and it talks about the protagonist and Tao basically going through the destroyed version of Japan and Tokyo, and it seems like she is by our side through quite a lot of this, and maybe Yuzuru is sort of having different thoughts as to what should be going on. This game in a lot of ways does share a lot of parallels with SMT3, and I believe they even said something like SMT5 is going to play and be more than what SMT was supposed to be. They wanted SMT3 to be just as big and open world and expansive as what SMT5 was. So ideally, they are trying to connect a lot of the things from SMT3, if not make it an even bigger and better game than what SMT3 was supposed to be. SMT3 was supposed to be this big open world game, just like SMT5 was, but due to the limitations of the hardware and what they just had to work with back then. I mean, think about it, it's the PS2 for Christ's sakes, you know? It's not the best thing ever, and even on the remaster, it still looks better, but you can tell just from gameplay mechanics and whatnot, and just the 3D models that they had to work with, there wasn't a ton that they could do. But now that SMT5 is big and is super expansive, we're going to be dealing with large-scale conflicts with our characters. Basically, the, you know, hands of what happens to all of Tokyo and basically all of Japan is within the hands of our protagonist. Just like in SMT3, the protagonist's friends at the start, you know, they're super friend-like and, you know, giddy and happy with each other, but slowly as the story progresses, they tend to think more about their own ideals, what they think society should be reformed as, and what it should be like. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of parallels with how SMT3 did that with its characters also, but also within this game. So, as you guys know, Yuzuru also has a sister that we see, you know, the one that has like Joker's haircut, basically, the female Joker. It's also going to be a thing. So we might end up seeing some conflicting views, and the people that we work through, the Bethel people, that's what the Bethel trailer was about, was showing those, you know, the company that technically we kind of work for, the protagonists and the friends work for when fighting the demons. It seems like that's what's kind of going on. It's kind of hard to tell, but something just feels to me like they're evil for some reason. I don't know what that is. The guy, now I'll put a picture up on him there, the one that we sort of have our connection through, he just seems evil. He doesn't seem like a good guy to me. So I have a lot of conflicting feelings about him. I think that maybe he is going to also be evil as well, but it is a Meg 10 game. We're probably going to have multiple endings. So I wonder if maybe if we follow Yuzuru's ideals, if we end up getting something with him, if we follow through with maybe what Tao wants, and maybe not so much what we think we should do for her, but what she wants actually. maybe there's a couple of different endings depending on which friend we actually decide to listen to, what we think is the best course of action for basically Tokyo and the world to take place in, based off of what our different characters here want, could change the outcourse and of course the ending of the game. I'm not 100% sure. You know, if they have the Kalpas and SMT3 to get you the true demon ending or whatever, we might see something like with that here, but it could also just be a thing where if we just stick with a certain, you know, side character who has an idea of what they would like to see society changed as, we might end up seeing a different ending if we just follow through with what they want. In SMT3, there's also, you know, the Niholo people that you can decide to join with. If you just say that you're interested in them, you actually can affect and change the outcome of what the story ends up being, and then of course it changes the ending. So we might be able to say, you know, Yuzuru, you're actually right. I think I am going to try and join you, and sorry if I butcher these names, I'm trying to get used to them still. We could join them, go with their ideals, and maybe do what Tao doesn't necessarily want. It seems like she's with us. At least through the trailers. We'll have to see more and we'll have to speculate more on the story when it comes to, you know, actually getting a hold of the game. We do have until November, and more than likely we're going to see another trailer or two. I know I'm maybe making this video is a little bit too early just based off of the trailers alone, but just from what we can see, and I've talked to a couple different other YouTubers and sort of seen their stuff like that too, and it seems like our friend here might end up turning against us, might end up going against our ideas. It doesn't necessarily mean that he is going to be 100% against us. It could also just be that the character is sort of like a hothead, or he's just sort of one of those types of characters that feels like he should be the one in charge, but you know, he's not the one that has the great demon powers, right? We're the person who ends up getting that as the pro tag. So it might be a situation of like jealousy, or he does look like the analytical type. He looks like the smarter type of person. So we'll just have to see how the friendship dynamics go and whether or not they actually derail and cause someone to completely go against us within the future. I don't know. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about this. I want to make more videos talking about the characters, and we'll have to see more with what we get for trailers in the future. We might end up seeing more story trailers and whatnot. It seems like this Bethel trailer showed a lot when it comes to the interaction and the sort of feeling that the group of the characters get. It does say Yuzuru and Ichiro are our protagonist's best friends, our friends that we know of, but Tao might not actually be super close to us. She might be sort of distant. So it's kind of hard to tell how close are we also to Yuzuru's sister. So we don't know. The female characters there seem like maybe they aren't as close to us as we might actually think. We don't also know where they actually come from. From what we know, Ichiro and Yuzuru are the only ones that we have been close to. The protagonist has known for at least for a while. It says that they're his friends, so the other side characters and the people at Bethel, we might not know a whole lot about when we start the game up. It could be later on that we learn more about them and figure out, hey, just because she's got a pretty face does not mean she's exactly good. We might end up running into a situation like that, guys. So keep that in mind maybe when we're trying to learn more about Tao, that they could be trying to throw a curveball on us and give us an M. Night Shyamalan twist where it looks like Yuzuru is actually the one who's going to turn on us or become evil or have conflicting, you know, opinions about what we're doing, but in turn it might actually end up being something like where Tao is the one who's actually kind of bad and actually kind of the one that's basically bringing us down. Maybe she causes the conflict of the demons coming or whatever. Who really knows? It's kind of hard to tell this early on. Like I said, I think it was a little bit early to be talking about this, but I wanted to speculate here and maybe see how things change over time with the future trailers, and of course when the game comes out, obviously we'll see how close this is exactly. So put down the comments below, what do you think the story is going to be like? What dynamic do you think the characters are going to have? What you think the different multiple endings might end up looking like? I'm kind of curious what they're going to go with this game. The only thing we really can compare it to is other things like, you know, P5, but I guess SMT3 would probably be the closest thing we compare it to, but who really knows how close it's going to be to like SMT3's endings. It could be wildly different. From what we can see, those are PS2 games. It's been a long time. They might be thinking bigger and better for endings for this game. I think that's going to be it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe for more content. Click the bell to be notified whenever I go live again, guys. And whenever I have a new video come up, I will see you in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching.